Moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married. I moved on her like a bitch. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab him by the pussy.
There is no evidence, but there is a lot of evidence about the very good work
and it's a
and
criminal enterprise, and so many people know. She doesn't like Putin because Putin has outsmarted her at every step of the way. Excuse me. She's been proven to be a liar on so many different ways. This is just another lie. Excuse me. My turn. Such a nasty woman.
Trust fund.
Going into this night, where do we stand?
This is where we stood coming into the night, 268 to 204, so clearly an advantage for Secretary Clinton.
Take a look here. If Donald Trump wins tonight, no matter who they voted for, take a look at these numbers here. 21% say they'll be concerned. 37% say they'll be scared.
It's been going back and forth, back and forth. Anderson, this night is turning out to be a real nail-biter.
Hillary Clinton has called Donald Trump to concede the race.
Following a tense and bitter election campaign, Donald J. Trump defeated Hillary Rodham Clinton in the 2016 presidential election. On January 20th, 2017, an outsider candidate, Donald Trump, was officially sworn in to become the 45th President of the United States of America. Trump's upset in the general election led to the transition period between administrations that was filled with shock, conflict, and protest, leading to an inauguration spectacle with the same qualities. Shocked that a businessman turned reality television star decided to run for president, the news media and the American public were simultaneously astonished at Trump's rise to power and at the same time his method of doing so.
My name is Donald Trump, and I'm the largest developer in New York. I even have a television show.
The rhetoric of the press and publications surrounding the inauguration were intense, to say the least.
When he said today, America first, it was not just the racial, I should say racial, the Hitlerian background to it. What if you're Putin? You're probably pounding the table saying, that's what I've been saying.
While the media landscape was captivated by Donald Trump's victory and transition into power, some news media outlets provided different narratives of the event compared with others. When comparing and contrasting news media coverage of the Trump inauguration from the New York Times and the Tribune content agency, the frames we found to have the most striking similarities and differences fell under the category of human interest. For the purpose of this project, we were able to identify human interest frames in the news coverage by examining when a human face or response was presented in reaction to something related to the inauguration. Articles from both news organizations contain more human interest frames than any others. However, 96% of the New York Times articles contained human interest frames, whereas 64% of articles from the Tribune content agency contained human interest frames. The most common subframe within the New York Times coverage was a vivid description of Donald Trump appearing in 68% of the organization's articles. The New York Times provided a somewhat critical view of the incoming president, giving him a face and emphasizing his disruptive, graceless, and divisive qualities. Emphasis on Trump's personal qualities is common throughout the New York Times articles, as some described his candidacy and transition as an agitated 24/7 multi-platform soap opera, and described him as the first reality TV president whose appeal came precisely from drama and social media sucker punches. Contributing to this vivid description of Donald Trump was inclusion of details of Trump's lack of political experience and competence. There were inclusions of details of Trump discussing fast food at campaign town halls rather than issues. This contrasts with the Tribune's most common subtheme, the inauguration experience, which was present in 40% of articles. With anywhere from 300,000 and 600,000 people attending the inauguration of Donald Trump and many millions more watching from across the globe, the nature of the inauguration experience code sought to bring to life the pre- and post-inauguration experiences of the individuals who were in attendance and what it meant to them to be there in Washington that day, as well as the reactions and emotions expressed by viewers watching live from afar. One implication of these differences across news organizations is that individual opinions are shaped and reinforced by the information they receive. In a democracy, the press must serve as a place of debate of ideas and also critique those in power. It is clear coverage from the New York Times provides a great amount of scrutiny of Donald Trump, but minimal debate of ideas and viewpoints. However, the Tribune contains a greater amount of debate of ideas and opinions in their articles, but does not scrutinize those in power or those soon to be in power to the extent of the New York Times. This could lead to news organizations having a significant influence on voters and voters' opinions if they do not consume a variety of news from different news sources.